Okay, all right.
This is my mother, and her question is, she's already read both your books twice.
Wow, man.
Do you have any plans to write another book or two?
Any other reading materials?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, not at this exact moment, but I do know there is someone up here who is in the process of writing a book right now.
Okay.
It's not me, so by process of production, you could possibly figure out who that is. Do you know when that's going to be out, though, or when it's supposed to be out?
It'll be out in 2022, so next year, that's all I can say. But yeah, it's been really fun writing this book. We just started like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And it's just been, you know, my whole story and my brother's story and every detail in between. So it's going to be really fun to put together. So I didn't know you had 2 books out. Is it redeemed?
You know, the other thing is just like a Devo, like it's a Devo.
Okay.
All
That's
of us worked on it, and some other friends of ours as well. It was really,
That's awesome.
it was a cool thing. So at first when she's like, I heard both of them, I was like, there's another one? Oh yeah, wait a minute. I know that.
She would know.
That's awesome. Part 2. That's so cool. Did you see the little the thing that TDN put out at all? It was like an 8-episode kind of like reality style thing. It's for free if you get the TDN app on your phone. You can follow it. It was like, it's called When the Light Comes. It was kind of leading up to the release of this most current record. And it's an 8-episode thing. So it's not something to read, but you can watch it. It's kind of an insight into some of the stuff we've been through, and they follow us around on the road, and it's kind of a fun thing.
Thank you.
Yeah. You have time for another question?
I'd love to see the inside of that tour bus. That's pretty cool.
Dude, you might not survive, dude. You know what I mean? It's like a guy's locker room, and like poor Anna's had to like survive the entire thing. You know? It's like
Pretty bad, huh?
it's pretty nasty. It's like just and then just. I literally the other day I heard, I don't know that you know this, but it's like there was like, you know, you just you're driving along the road and there's like smells, you know what I mean? And so
Yeah, the other day I walked
and I
in
hear
the
this
store.
I just hear from like the bunk over there, I just hear ew, like that. It's
Like a bunch of bombs?
It's 12 bunks.
Yeah.
Because in the past, we've traveled with like more buses and different stuff like that. Post-COVID, man, and COVID just strapped everything, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like one bus, and we have the truck with all our gear. We're going down the road. And 2 nights ago, now?
Yeah.
This RV ran us off the road. I mean, it was in 23 years of doing this, it was the scariest vehicular thing we've ever been through. And I mean, thank God our driver is really with it. And also, and man, I'm sure there's some bruised up angels too, you know what I mean? But he kept the bus upright because that was the fear, was like tipping over. Because I mean, man. And so for a few hours we were sitting, we didn't know if we were going to go to the next show. I mean, Jeremy, our guitar player, comes running back there and says, is everybody okay? Is everybody okay? You know? And we're just thanking Jesus, you know?
Yeah.
Our driver's dash cam caught the entire thing. I wish at some point we could kind of put it up because it was crazy just to see the bus just, you know, this thing just comes over and just takes us off the road, man. It was wild. But yeah, 12 bucks. Like a front lounge to kind of hang out in. There's a restroom, not like with a shower, but then in a back kind of lounge area. It's a lot cozier than you sometimes want to be.
I actually made a video about it on my Instagram. If you guys have Instagram or Facebook, I just made it. Did you see that video?
I didn't see
last
it.
week. So I
What's Instagram?
I did a little tour of the bus.
You did? Yeah. With the bus the way it is now? Oh,
It wasn't bad.
okay, I was like, did somebody like clean it up? And I was like, oh my gosh, dude, that would be like so
You need to go
good.
watch it. It shows you the bunks. You can see the size of it and all that kind of stuff. So.
Oh my gosh, okay, yeah. And in that same thing I was telling her about, it actually, you go through all the buses, you go through like life with our families, when we've traveled on buses together, all that kind of stuff. And so there's just that kind of insight into it. You could take a ride on it, but then you'd be like, let me out of here, you know what I mean? So, if you have to go though, pre-road bus is the way to go. You gotta go on there. So, yeah, we have time for one last question? Yes!
Yeah, so she's shaking her head no because
I see how that works now.
she's not one to be in the spotlight.
Sure.
But anyways, not to make anybody feel old, but almost 10 years ago, she met you in Concordia, Wisconsin. for a concert, and she opened up to you about maybe trying to start dating this kid she dated in high school again. Disclosure, it was me. But she was worried about the fact that, whether I would come to Christ or if I would get to know him, because she obviously wanted her kids to be brought up with Jesus in their life and stuff like that. And so you guys prayed together and stuff like that. And I wasn't a part of it at the time. I'm just gonna say right there,
But you kind of were at the same
yeah,
time.
I know, right? So, but yeah, like a year later, we got back together and we're married, we have 2 kids, and all this other stuff. So
Come on, dude.
it was,
And you in Jesus now, man?
Oh yeah.
Come on, man, see?
Yeah, I got baptized.
Praise the Lord, man. That's awesome. That's so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah, I figured it would be nice for you to hear a story that.
It really is. That's encouraging to us, man. Thanks you guys. That's awesome, man. Good to see you again 10 years later or whatever, right? The other day we told somebody was telling a story about like, I saw you guys back in 2002, and she goes, that was the year I was born. So don't worry, I'm already old. I've already been made aware of it. 19 years old, dude. You hear her sing and see her, do this thing that God's really called her to do. I mean, it's pretty impressive how He's using her right now. Really cool.
Dial-up is.
Yeah, she doesn't even know what dial-up is. Yeah, I was like, she probably doesn't know. She doesn't know what a payphone is. Probably. I said, do you know what that is? Okay, there's the things that are just sitting in the middle of
Yeah.
Rotary phone.
yeah, totally. Oh, yes, ma'am.
I have 2 questions actually. One, do you think you're going to be going to Life Fest anytime soon?
Where are you talking, me or both of us?
Both of you.
Okay. I don't know. I don't even know for what our schedules are yet. But that would be amazing if we could. Yeah.
That's my second question.
Yeah.
How do you guys decide where you guys are going to go? What,
Yeah. Well, for me, I don't know about you guys, but I have a booking agency and they book my shows. And so, like, if anyone has interest on, wanting me to come play a show, you just email the booking agency. If you go to my website, it'll have the contact info. And then they kind of schedule it depending on my schedule and stuff like that and all that kind of stuff. And then they, if you've been out on the West Coast for a while, then they'll try to book you on the East Coast so that you've kind of covered most of the country. At least that's what they're doing for me for the next couple years coming up. What about you guys?
Yeah,
Same thing?
They kind of try to route it, so that it makes sense.
Yeah.
If you're already going out there, just try to do some more shows that are like that. And the routing thing usually is when it's kind of set up as a tour. And so, like on this tour, they kind of routed things as much as it can make sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been with Brett Oliver Agency at Nashville for 20 years now. They take requests. I mean, dude, we'll play at your birthday party, man. You know what I mean? You can book us. It's like this is a job. You know what I mean? This is an actual job. This is how we get paid. But when we get there, I mean, we do the same thing. We're gonna worship Jesus. We're gonna lift Him up. We're gonna tell people about Him. We're gonna care about other people. We're gonna pray for them. And all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Right. It's right behind you. You can be next.
Hi, and I was just wondering, when you wrote the song, Let Me Tell You About My Jesus, did the song as it sounds now, the radio song, did you start it out like this way, or was it more acoustic or slower, or did you change it up as it went along?
Yeah, that's a great question. It started, we didn't change lyrics, which most songs actually, not maybe most, but the majority of what I've seen is a lot of artists will change the lyrics. Like once they decide they want that song to be a radio song or whatever, they'll go back and tweak the lyrics and stuff. But we actually didn't do that with the song. It was just kind of God had just done what He had done with it. But yeah, it was a little slower. It was a lot less country. It was pretty acoustic. And my favorite part of everything is getting to work on production. I really have like a love for that. And so I really wanted to add a country element to it. And make it a little bit more like the choir singing with it and stuff like that. So we got a really cool choir. So
Really great.
thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you. Yeah.
I mean, the song like lives in your brain once you hear it.
Yeah.
It's such a huge song. It's so cool. It's awesome. We have time? Oh, yes, she was going to ask a question. Yes. Oh,
Me?
did you want to go?
Oh, I just wanted to say my daughter and I saw you in Bourbonnais a couple years ago, and I got to hug you.
You did?
You were sitting at the
Was it pre or
table.
post show? Because after show it was like
And
pretty
I said,
sweaty.
hey, I get a free hug.
I tell people, I call it big sweaty neck hug, man.
Yeah.
It's an experience. There's no take backs, you know what I mean? It's like,
That's great.
it's permanent. Once it happens, it's like, that happened. You know,
That's
it's
all
like,
I wanted, yeah.
yeah. That's awesome. Yes, sir.
Have either of you been to or played or performed at the Gaylord in Nashville?
You mean the,
The Opry?
The Opry Lounge.
Yes.
oh, yeah, for sure.
Opry.
Yeah, I performed at the Grand Ole Opry September 4th, which was amazing. So cool. It was definitely the coolest experience because it was like, not because of being in the venue, obviously that was amazing, but looking out and being welcomed in a country venue with Christian music was really cool. And then also seeing people being impacted by the Lord that probably didn't know him in the crowd because the Opry venue just attracts so many different people, you know, visitors and people from across the country. And so to be in that venue looking out and seeing like Jesus move on the people through the set was really cool. It was amazing.
There's kind of a church history to the Opry though, you know what I mean? Because like
Yeah,
the Ryman
definitely.
Auditorium well, basically was a church. That's where the Opry was for many years. And then it moved to the new Opry House that they have in Gaylord. And you know, same thing. It's like it was crazy. I played there twice. So I played in the Opry at the Opry, and then the next night was the Caleb like fan awards or whatever.
Oh,
and then
that's
that thing was so
Yeah.
we played that the next night. It was in the same venue. They just transformed it. So it's pretty cool.
It's amazing.
What do you guys do before you come on stage?
That's a great question. We do a lot of things. I warm up my voice. We get ready for the show. We hang out. We eat dinner. All sorts of things.
She brings in about 15 bags that she has.
I really do.
So this has been awesome. So for us as the old guys, it's fun to see somebody kind of like tour for the first time. And so this is her first tour. And so she had this makeup case that was like this, and it was like falling apart as she like was dragging it across and like since then you've kind of come up with a different plan, but it's like every day we're getting smarter and more experienced in like learning how to pick all of the accessorizing that has to go with Ann Wilson to like bring that along with us, which takes a village. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It really does. Yeah. That's awesome. And we hang out with each other. That's a pretty cool part of this. This really is like a family. All the guys who set up these things and make them and run all this gear, they're like a family. We laugh a whole lot. Her mom and dad have been on this tour, which has been a really cool. They're like the whole tour, mom and dad now, kind of like. And they buy us. Do you know what these? What's it called? Crumble cookies. You ever had what this is? Look, you need to pray at night that Jesus would send a crumble cookie to this place. Or don't. If you have a weight problem, don't. You know what I mean? Because it's the coolest. They're the most awesome and creative cookies.
They really are.
And
They're
they
so
put
big.
them on the bus for us, and it's hard to say no to. And they have this little special cutter because the cookies are like this big, right?
Yeah.
And you can cut the cookie in 4 pieces to try to minimize the damage that you're going to do to yourself by eating these amazing cookies. You know what I mean? So that's a few of the things we do. You're awesome. You're really awesome. I like your glasses. I like your hat. Cool. Thanks for coming to this tonight.
She is so excited to be here. And
Is that right?
She really looks up to you, and
Aw,
you
that's
just really
so
hit a chord with
sweet.
her.
Aw, thank
Listen,
you
that's
so
cool.
much. That means the world.
She's somebody worth looking up to. I believe that. You know? That's why the Lord's entrusting her with like the notoriety that she's receiving right now. I really believe that. You know?
Thank you, Mike.
That's been a pleasure in our life to get to sit like this. I sat at a place like this with Lauren Daigle. She was on tour. Sat at a place like this with Zach Williams. A little higher up, you know? He was on tour. Jordan Felice, who was looking like Johnny Depp. He was looking like Captain Jack Sparrow when he came out. You know, we've seen him come and go, man. That's been a blessing in our life is to see
Yeah.
how God, brings in the next generation of what's happening. You know, it's really cool. We have time for one last question. Oh yes, dude. I'm sorry, man. We have like, you got it. You can have 2. Listen.
We were just in
You did? Dude, bro, crumble cookie's gonna change your life. There's part of it that stays with you too, because it's like going with us right now. So. Oh. Man. I will. So at least for now, I've been kind of contracted by them for 2 seasons. I told them at the beginning, I do not know how to do a podcast, you know. But they've been so patient with the kind of learning how. And this last week was one with my brother that was actually really special. There's one a couple weeks ago with Ann actually too, and I really enjoyed those. We're going to at least speed through this next season. So wherever the season started, we have 12 episodes of that. Probably finish it out next year, and then we'll see. Man, thank you for your encouragement. Because I kind of wonder, is anybody even listening to that? Man, I don't know. Yeah, you're just doing it. The same thing with the book. You write the book, you do that. And I heard the Holy Spirit say to me, it's for the ones. It's for ones. He has appointments for those things. That's awesome. Wow, yeah. Really incredible. Guy who was a sculptor, he was like a gang member or whatever. He was like basically living the life of a kind of like a Hell's Angel kind of thing. And then Jesus saved him, and he asked Jesus, well, what do you want me to be? Jesus goes, what do you want to be? He goes, I want to be a sculptor. And Jesus goes, you're a sculptor, and now he can make these huge. He can't draw a picture on a napkin for you. You know what I mean? He can make these giant sculptures, man, out of iron. And out of different kinds of metal. It's pretty cool. Thank you for listening to that, and thank you for encouraging me with that, man, because that makes me want to hang in there with you, man. It's good. Yes, ma'am.
No.
Oh, praise the Lord. Okay, that was praise. Awesome. We have time for another question. Oh, you know you want to ask Ann Wilson some questions. You know you got some burning wonderings in your mind. Yeah, why not? Let's go.